So anyways, I had just kind of an itch that I should come on up to Rose Creek because I felt like there would be some water running through here. And sure as can be, there is. I've got a small sluice that I'll be using, and this gives me an opportunity to run a sluice, which is kind of nice. I don't get to do it too often, and so it should be good fun. So this is the area, and we'll just see what we get sluicing. It'll just be a nice day out here. The weather's perfect. It's about 50 degrees, and I think I'll get busy. Alright, so regardless, we're going to go ahead and see what we got. We just ran the one bucket, and so we'll see what we get out of this small sluice. It's a 32-inch sluice, and it's 6 inches wide. So I'm going to go ahead and pan this live. I have no clue if I got anything or not. I'm taking, I think I'm taking good material, but, well, there's only one way to find out. Well, there's plenty of heavies in there. I got a good amount of black sand. So anyways, I hope there's something in here, but regardless, if there's not, then one of the things we can do is pull our samples from a different spot. I see some very small ones. Well, there's probably about a dozen very small pieces. I don't know, there's one right there that's you may be able to see. However, I think I'm going to pull from a different spot and see what I get. Okay, so this is what I did. Now there's people working in this spot. However, they're really primarily working the bedrock down here and making their way in. But I thought I'd check out this material right in here, just above the top of the bedrock. And of course, exercising a certain degree of care, because you sure don't want anything like that caving on you, but I've got a really great pick for it. And I got a pan that finally shows some nice color, and so hopefully if we can start getting some decent color out of this, we can start sluicing and have some nice cleanups. This pick right here is outstanding. I highly recommend it. It's an S-Twing Geopaleo pick, and it really does save the day oftentimes. I know it saved me in Colorado. I got some really good gold there, and what was necessary was breaking up just a cobble and then going ahead and running it through the sluice. And this is a lightweight, super strong pick, and it is made in the USA, which gives me even greater incentive to purchase their products, because they make some of the better stuff out there. But this is a really important tool, and it has helped me to get, it's paid for itself, to be quite honest. Okay, so now this is the pan that I'm speaking of, and I got it down. One of the things I find in this in the Bradshaws, when I get these nice little chunks of iron in with it, little iron stones, I do better. But you can see here that even though we have small pieces, well, a couple of them look, you know, decent. There's a fair number, and so if we can process enough material, you know, we may end up having a pretty decent day. So just a demonstration of the pick. I'm able to get all this material on top of the bedrock. So anyways, I want you to see this material. It's really clumpy and it's adhering. So what I'm doing is I'm washing it, and so I'll dump some water over it and just try to work it through and wash all this off, because a lot of it is like this. It's clumpy, you know, and sticky, and oftentimes, you know, there could be some gold in there, and you know, in these rocks it adheres, especially this granite rock, the smoother stone, but the granite that's in here, it's very rough, and the gold adheres to it. I'm even seeing some copper staining. Looks like sulfates, copper sulfates. We'll go look at that in a minute, as I'm scraping a little bit of bedrock up there, but just wanted to have a look at this. Okay, well, the sluice is running. I've been doing some panning, and we are getting some gold. You know, it's a little bit bigger. It's not fly scat anymore, but you may as well have a look at the area. I mean, it's right here in Prescott Valley, so there's, you know, not the big adventure, but it sure feels like it, because there's no one around today at all. This place will be open for years to come, and with sufficient flooding, and I've seen this thing. There's a video online. I think if you really look for it, it's during a flood stage, and I thought it was incredible, the rate and just the height that this creek here reaches during a flood stage. It's really incredible and kind of neat to look at, and you can just imagine all the material that moves around. So what I've been doing, I'm starting to get better gold now, but one of the things I've done is I'm just taking a handful of the material and just dispersing it in the sluice. I don't know, I find that I'm getting more gold this way, and also I've screened and wet this material also, which I should have done. I was shortcutting, but with this material it has to be done. It has a lot of it still has a pretty good amount of moisture, as we've had a significant amount of rain this fall and winter, and thus, you know, there's more gold adhering to little pebbles, and so yeah, I just keep going with this. We're getting near the end of the day, and I'm doing the last. I'm not sure if you can see that, but we're kind of starting to get, and we've been getting it off and on, little clusters of actually decent pieces, because they're rounded and not so much like flakes, so they have a little extra weight. But the black sand has a lot of very fine gold in it, and so I kept quite a bit of black sand today. You know, a really a nice setting, and the sun is getting low in the sky now, and so I'll probably go ahead and hike out of here, and great day. Okay, I'll try to bring this in close. So this is the gold that I can actually show you. But there's a nice amount of gold in the black sands that I've kept. So I'll get around to using my spiral wheel probably in another month or so, and we'll find out what I've got for the last 3 months. But yeah, it's real pretty, and there's actually quite a few of them. Pretty, not bad for 3.5 hours work. Hopping on out of here and just hiking on out. So anyways, it was a great day. It's always great to be out. You know, we're lucky that we live in a country where we're fortunate enough to where we can get out and do this kind of thing. So we got some pretty good gold today, some black sand to process later, and it was just a great day, great to be outside. And not bad gold for 3.5 hours work, because we did have to look around